Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. The Mercedes Mone Toni Storm feud started Dynamite. Mercedes attacked Toni backstage. It led to a little bit of a commotion in front of the fans. Mercedes really didn't say anything. She tried to put the statement makers. It was by standards of what should be like a much more like heated feud, and where they've wasted time with some of this narrative that Mercedes hasn't cared. Mercedes says, "Let the games begin." And she's going to have a match with Mina Shirakawa next week on Dynamite 300 for her TBS title. Take a wild guess at who's winning that one. And you know, this is the best thing that they've done. I'll say that's a positive because at least they added some motivation and some heat to it. But they got a lot of work to do, man. Like some people are saying, hey, we're just going to wait until the end and try to actually build this. Guys, that's not how it works, okay? Just because you have two of the best women who you know are going to kill it in the ring, because I know these two are going to have an unbelievable wrestling match. These are two of the best women, not just in AEW, but they're two of the best women in the world, in my opinion. They're going to go out and put on a banger. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys can think that I fucking hate on Mercedes Mone. She's an unbelievable professional wrestler, okay? When it's bell to bell and there's no bells and whistles and no filter and none of this CEO crap to it, which has gotten cringe, when she's got an actual when she goes to wrestle and goes to work in that ring, she's as good as anybody bell to bell. It's the other shit that's bothering me. The politics backstage, the CEO character, all this other nonsense that's really, I think, sunk her legacy a little bit. She's still going to be remembered as one of the pioneers and one of the all-time greats, but this nonsense that she's engaged in, it's an ego trip. Like, it's ridiculous. So they did nothing, or really not a marginal like improvement from what they had done the previous 4 weeks. It's like, where the fuck was this? And they only did it for 5 minutes. There wasn't like a table break or some sort of pull up. Like there was officials that came in, but it was really minor in terms of like big builds for big matches to like separate two like high profile talents. I've seen pull aparts that have been way more violent than that. And that's what I think this thing needed. And it felt really quick, really abrupt. And then we just didn't see them. We didn't see them for the rest of the show. So for 5 minutes at the start of the show, we got this thing. It was nice to see a different side of Mercedes and a different side of aggression to this feud. And there was a social clip of Toni basically. And I wonder if they're going to make this like a stipulation, add more of a stipulation to this, maybe make it like a DQ. Maybe they make this a death match. I don't know. Mercedes hasn't done that, but doing something to maybe beef this up a little bit could do. But again, I don't know if this needs that. Really, the reality of this is the build has fucking failed for this match. I'm going to talk about the build for another match later here on the channel of what's frustrated me about that, because that's another issue. But it just falls into the category of like, hey, they are literally just booking wrestling matches and just like taking out the core essential thing that you need to do to get to a show. Is if you're, like I said, it doesn't matter about the sickos are going to go, okay? But for a show like this, when it's your WrestleMania and when you've got, obviously a star like Mercedes with a name, because you guys get mad at me and think that I just disrespect her. She is a star. She has a name. There's a reason why she signed for all that money. When you have that, you should be able to build something off of it and not just hang on the name. And what they have done with this feud has really disappointed me. And yes, it was nice to see them at least have like this side of aggression, but by standards of, just layman's terms of like building to a big time match, this was pretty pedestrian, if you ask me. Like there wasn't anything really like special about it. Like, yeah, they separated them. Mercedes got a leg up and she said a couple of quick-witted lines. She didn't have a decent promo. And then she said, bitch. And then like the thing that frustrated me was basically she said, let the games begin. And it was like, this match was made 4 weeks ago. This match was literally made a month ago. Like I think it was the 25th last month. It's literally been a month since you confirmed that match. You won the Owen, and you've known this. And basically what you spent is you had these lesbian undertones where you were trying to kiss each other. Mercedes won a championship, and then Mercedes is eating dinner during Toni's matches. And that's what you did for a month. and now you finally do this? Like, that feels like you're just wasting time. As I always say on this channel, and you guys who have ridden with me from the beginning, TV time and also builds to pay-per-views, you have minutes. It's all about maximizing the minutes that you have. And yeah, it was a hard start to the show for 5 minutes, but then when you don't follow up on it, they're not continually fighting. There's nothing more to it. It just feels like they kind of just were like, okay, let's kind of beat this up and let's like turn the knob up a little bit, turn up the thermostat a little bit to crank up the heat a little bit in this feud. It didn't really do much, and they'll probably, I guess maybe empty the tank in the next couple of weeks. But to me, it's like you shouldn't be waiting around to heat this thing up. You should be trying to get as much interest as possible when you have, because all I heard from the minute that this match got made was that this should main event this show. They have done nothing. That being said, they haven't really done anything about the other two matches to make these matches feel special, other than the fact this person is facing this person. And guys, since the dawns of time, that is not how wrestling works. You don't just book a match and just hope it just, hey, go kill it in there. You have got to make these things genuinely interesting on television so that your fans actually give a shred of a shit. The marks and all you people who are going to come for me and say that I'm a hater, you're not the problem. You're trying to grow the company. And when you're in bingo halls and when you're in small arenas and when you're not pleasing these fans, you're not growing the audience. And you've got stars in this match. Everybody thinks I hate her. I don't. Okay? It's really upsetting when you guys when you guys sign off on this bare minimum crap and everything's just fine and dandy and we can just move on and we can just be okay. It's not the way to go. And I don't doubt that these women are going to have a great match. It was nice to see them actually turn up the temperature on this a little bit. But then again, it just happened and then we moved on. By the end of the show, you didn't even think about it. More of the conversation with Mercedes Mone was about the fact that her boyfriend main evented the show. It wasn't about that they fought at the beginning of the show. That's my problem with this. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.